Welcome in. Hello to my friends out there. Amy Wood here. We are live right now on TikTok and over here with you guys on two different platforms. And then we're getting ready to use these to go live on IG, Instagram. So yeah, so we're live streaming everywhere. I have the convention pulled up and I'm watching. As you guys may be on your various devices at home. This is a second screen experience. I'm not showing you the event. It's being heard in the distance of the background sound. But, oh, and here he is, Bill Clinton. All right, so let's get this one going. I wanted to have all these up as it all happens. Former President of the United States, Bill Clinton, is on the stage right now. All right, so we're going to all right, so welcome in. Bill Clinton has just taken the stage. He is on the stage at the DNC tonight, and I'm Amy Wood, and I'm bringing you a behind the scenes look where we are just sharing comments. I want to know what you guys think about what these candidates are saying, and here we go. Hi, Cecilia. Nice to see you all. All right, let's hear what Bill Clinton has to say. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm going to give you guys.
After the last 2 days, aren't you
Guys are now
proud to be
live
a
on my
Democrat?
glasses, so you're seeing what I see. These are my folks that are over on another platform.
And
These
I'm
are the
very grateful
TikTokers
to
right here.
The
then I have
Republicans and
you guys
independents that have joined us, have been up here on the stage. And I hope they feel better about it now. Because I've seen all these things that
You need to watch it on whatever device you're going to watch, like a TV screen or something, or a laptop. It's available on WSPA.com, our website. It's available on,
and
I'm sure, YouTube Live and C-SPAN. There's all kinds of places to watch, but we definitely have it streaming on our website right now if you want to watch on a different device or on your TV. All the networks are covering it as well, so you can turn on your local affiliate. We're Channel 7 in the upstate of South
bunch of them
Carolina.
are coming up after me. They look better, they sound better, and they'll be exciting. I do want to say one word about President Biden. Remember, he had an improbable turn that made him president. And we were in the middle of a pandemic
Sorry, my
and an
glasses.
economic crash.
My glasses died. Hey, guys.
He healed our sick and put the rest of us back to work. And he strengthened our alliances for peace and security. He stood up for Ukraine. He's trying desperately to get a ceasefire in the Middle East. And then he did something that's really hard for a politician to do. He voluntarily gave up political power. And George Washington knew that, and he did it. And he set the standard for us serving 2 terms before it was mandatory. It helped his legacy, and it will enhance Joe Biden's legacy. And
So we're watching on television the event, and I'm looking for your comments about what you're listening to.
And it's a stark contrast to what goes on in the other party. So I want to thank him for his courage, compassion.
He's always had a raspy voice, Bill Clinton, but it's particularly raspy tonight, right? Bringing you guys over here closer.
Joe Biden. Thank you. And he kept the faith, and he's infected a lot of the rest of us. Now let's cut to the chase. I am too old to gild the lily. 2 days ago, I turned 78, the oldest man in my family for 4 generations. And the only personal vanity I want to assert is I'm still younger than Donald Trump.
How old is he? Did he say? I didn't listen.
Last night, in what I thought was a very moving series of episodes, we nominated Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And
78. Okay.
about that.
Wow.
2 leaders.
I've interviewed him, run into him over the years.
But still improbable life stories.
Hey guys.
It could only happen here. Their careers, after all, started in
Hope you guys are watching on TV.
courtrooms and classrooms.
Let me know what you think in the comments. Very curious to hear what you guys have to say about
Getting
this.
a good job done.
Especially once we hit the vice president's
One of the things that I've
vice
noticed
presidential candidate's speech that's coming up later.
is that the presidential election is unique in several ways. First of all, it's the greatest job interview for the greatest job in the world.
Hi, Jerry.
Secondly,
I haven't seen him in a while either. Some people are saying they haven't seen
Constitution says
Clinton
we,
speak
the
in
people,
years.
get to do the hiring.
Thanks for popping by on Instagram Live,
And the
guys.
third thing is
For a bike
that
ride.
every 4 years we get to change the
The
requirements
beautiful,
for the
today was a
job.
beautiful day to walk.
So here's what I'm thinking, because I try to apply this in every election. Will this president take us backward or forward? Will this president give our kids a brighter future? Depends. Will this president bring us together or tear us apart? Will the president increase the peace, security, and stability
Yeah, we'll probably all be in just a little bit different
that we
spot
enjoy
based on where we're
and
watching.
extend it to others as we can? We, the people, we have to make a decision about these kind of questions. And every 4 years, it's a little different because the people come at the candidates, and they say, as they're saying now, here are our problems, solve them. Here are our opportunities, seize them.
So yeah, I forgot. Nancy Pelosi will be following Clinton. She is speaking, and I believe she will lead up to
Help
WALZ.
them come
So we have Bill Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, and WALZ, I believe, is how the lineup goes.
A president can answer that call by saying,
Hi, Allie.
I'll do my
Hey,
part,
Sheila.
but you have to help me. We have to work together. Or you can dodge what needs to be done by dividing, distracting, and diverting us. So in 2024, we got a pretty clear choice, it seems to me. Kamala Harris or the people,
Hi, Jerry. Hi, guys.
the other guy who's proved
Sherry's
even
here.
more than the first go-around.
Because it's their Democratic National Convention tonight, so they are presenting all their candidates all week.
I know which one I like better for our country.
Hi, Simple. Good to see you. Thanks for commenting.
Kamala Harris will work to solve our problems, seize our opportunities,
Jacob,
ease
thank
our
you. I'm
fears,
fine. Hope you're doing well.
and make sure every single American, however they vote, has a chance to chase their dreams. You know, when she was young, She worked
Hi,
at
and stuff.
McDonald's.
Hey,
And she
Facebook and
greeted every
TikTok.
person with that
Hey,
thousand
TikTok.
watt smile and said, "How can I help you?" Now she's at the pinnacle of power and she's still asking, "How can I help you?"
Sherry wanted to know why the DNC is on all channels, and again, it's the Democratic National Convention this week. Tomorrow night, Vice Presidential candidate Kamala Harris will speak, just like the RNC had their Vice President J.D. Vance speak on Thursday night. I mean, on Wednesday night, and then on Thursday night they had
They spent the most time
former President Trump speak. Likewise, tonight the vice presidential candidate on the DNC side will speak, and then tomorrow night Kamala Harris will speak on their final night of their convention. Both political parties do this
to win.
in presidential
And remember,
election
we've
years.
got a guy that's pretty good at
We're gonna sneeze.
what he does. Donald Trump
Oh, sorry, y'all.
of consistency. He's still dividing, he's still blaming, he's still belittling other people. He creates chaos and then he sort of curates it as if it were precious art.
So this is my home studio. I don't know if you guys have been in here before.
Not a single
I'm
day
giving
goes
a
by.
behind the scenes look at it on Instagram so you can see
Even
how
though
we're
I've
hosting
been
the
gone
YouTube and
for
Facebook
well
here.
over 23 years.
And we have TikTok
In the White
here,
House.
and we have
Not a day
Instagram
goes
Live
by
here.
that I don't
Then
thank
we've
the
got the
Lord
studio
for the
behind
chance
us.
I had to
There it
serve
is.
and what it
Big
meant.
old messy studio.
And
And we have Bill Clinton up here.
one of the reasons
God bless you. Getting some new comments over here. Hope you all are having a good night. Oh, I got so many bless yous. Thank you. Oh, I haven't seen Chelsea Clinton in a long time. She looks pretty. She's all grown up.
job so much
Hey, Milton. Hey, Mardella.
in the toughest times.
I covered Bill Clinton's inauguration in Washington,
If you try
if you can
hard
believe
enough,
such a thing.
there was always
We were up on a stand
something
that
you
was
could do
near
for somebody else.
the Comedy Central folks. They had their own coverage of the inauguration, and
To deal with all these emergencies.
the guy from Minnesota, I can't think of his name, funny guy, the comedian. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. He was on the stand next to us. So funny, great guy. I'll think of his name in a
The
minute.
vision, the experience, the temperament, the will, and yes, the sheer joy to get something done. I mean, look, what does her opponent do with his voice? He mostly talks about himself, right? So the next time you hear him, don't count the lies. Count the eyes. Count the eyes. His vendettas, his vengeance,
Hi,
his
Ashley.
complaints, his conspiracies.
Hi, Sandra.
He's like one of those
And if you
terrorists.
don't feel comfortable sharing your thoughts publicly, which a lot of people don't with politics, feel free to message me privately if you would like to express yourself. You just don't want to do it in front of a room full of people. If you have questions that you're embarrassed to ask in front of others, feel free to send those to me as well.
When
It's intimidating, especially with politics, because people can attack you for your viewpoint, which I find despicable. I don't think anybody should be attacked for their viewpoints. I think it's unfortunate that that happens. You're entitled to a viewpoint, even though it may be
we gotta ask
completely
ourselves the question,
unacceptable to
if we're
someone
gonna have a
else.
president. Do you want
You have a
to
viewpoint.
economy from the bottom up and the middle out?
And, you know, chips fall where they may. Hey, Milton.
Years talking about
Hi, Mardella.
crowd size.
Hi, Michelle Brooks.
You're gonna have a hard time believing
I'm
this.
getting a phone
but so
call.
help me,
Turning it off.
I triple checked it.
Oh, I need to get into do
Since
not
the
disturb
end of the
mode.
Cold
I gotta.
War in 1989, America has created about 51 million new jobs. I swear I checked this 3 times. Even I couldn't believe it. What's the score? Democrats 50, Republicans 1. I'm glad that we've got a championship winning coach on our team. But even the most
Sorry if I'm
limited
freezing.
of us,
It was because someone called in. I was trying to figure out a way to get my do not disturb on.
got 50 and the other side's got 1.
I'm trying to figure this out. I know there's a way.
What about affordable housing? It's a terrible problem in America now. We need more. And affordable health care. That's why the Democrats put a limit
Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate it
on
always.
monthly
You're the
payments
best.
for insulin and a $2,000 a year out-of-pocket limit. And are trying to cover more drugs by bargaining for prices.
We're watching the DNC, and if you guys want to jump on some of the other live streams, there are more people over on TikTok. There's a bunch on Facebook and YouTube. So join the conversation there if you'd like. Interested to hear what you have to say.
Debate of this election season when President Trump said nobody respected America anymore like they did when he was president. Wait. And with a straight face. Look, you got to give him. He's a good actor. With a straight face, he cited as evidence of the respect that existed for us when he was there, the presidents of North Korea and Russia. I'd rather have the people who respect us now. And one of the things,
Hi, Joe.
one of the things is when you send a signal to the
Thanks
other
for dropping by,
countries,
you guys.
you want them to know whether they agree with you or not, at least that you're on the level, that here's where you are and what you believe. What are they supposed to make to these endless
Stony, how are
tributes to the
you?
late, great
Thanks for
Hannibal
dropping by.
Lecter?
Appreciate you being here.
I mean, President Obama once gave me the great honor of saying I was the explainer-in-chief. Folks, I've thought and thought about it, and I don't know what to say.
How are y'all doing? Thanks for being here. We're streaming behind the scenes, watching Tim WALZ speaking tonight. He is going to be speaking after Nancy Pelosi. Bill Clinton is speaking right now, but again, looking for your comments and what you think.
Buried in meaningless hot rhetoric when there's so many
I do, Stony. Thanks. I got the I Break News shirt on. Good to see you guys.
And that's the America Kamala Harris will lead.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
She's already made her first presidential decision, and she knocked it out of the park when she asked Wilmington Waltz to be the nominee for vice president.
All right. So, hey, William.
As they used
Always good to see you too, Stony. Thanks for popping
when I
in.
was a young man growing up in Arkansas, you did
friends.
not have to be
Are you guys
all
watching?
broke out with brilliance.
When I posted about this earlier tonight, a lot of people said they would not be watching.
Listen to him. Follow
But
his
I'm
work.
glad to see many of you here tonight,
Teacher is a coach
and I'm glad we're doing
in the
this.
National Guard. Is a congressman where he was the only
Matt Watts sharing his opinion. Thank you, sir.
Elected in that district in more than 100 years.
All
And he
right.
stayed a long time.
Thank you, Sheila. Sheila says she likes the
A great governor.
the studio, which I love the studio too. I'm very comfy here.
And by all accounts, he was a crack shot who had the courage among his rural constituents to say we do not need these assault weapons available to people who can kill our kids.
How do you guys feel about assault weapons? That's the WALZ. Oh, that's the Harris family, that's right. Those are her
So
stepkids.
armed with a reversed decision,
Hey, Tubbins.
Kamala Harris
Hey, Sheila.
confronts an interesting
Hey, David.
dilemma.
We're hanging out watching
We're gonna walk
the
out of
DNC
here feeling
tonight.
pretty good, I think.
WALZ will be speaking a little bit later.
We've got
And
MC,
Nancy
we got
Pelosi also
Happy,
is expected to
like a
speak
load
tonight,
of
so
our
we'll see what you guys think of all of that.
And we know we're just being asked to fight the
Thanks
same
for
fight
being here.
that the forces of progress have had to fight for 250 years.
So we are live
In
behind the
face of
scenes at my
stiff and
house.
often violent
I am watching the DNC like you guys,
opposition,
and just wanted you guys to have a chance to share your thoughts with
we
other
have
people.
to find a way
including
to
me.
go forward together. Where we the people make our union more perfect. So, that's a good thing.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
How could we possibly lose? Kamala Harris has fought for kids her whole life that were left out and left behind. She's taken on gangs trafficking across the border. She's fought to protect
Thanks
the
for being
rights
here.
of
They're notifying people that we're live, so if you keep tapping, that'll help us out on TikTok. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sheila. Hey, Cricket. How are you? Watching the DNC tonight. If you guys would like to comment on what you're hearing, former President Bill Clinton is on the stage right now. Covered his inauguration back in the day.
around the world.
I haven't been to an inauguration since his. We didn't send. That's kind of when we last stopped sending crews to cover it, which is sad. Actually, that's not true. I think we did send.
No American working
I can't remember.
full-time
We did send to Obama because it was such a huge deal.
has to worry about
Hey, Brandon, how are you? Hi, guys. Being that he was the first black president of the United States, that was a
make home ownership
historic
an achievable dream
election.
for everyone, not just a privilege.
Hi, guys.
She said that it, and this meant
We
a
all
lot
work
to
a
me,
few jobs
that
just
she
to
would
survive,
protect
says Jerry.
everybody's right to vote.
Hey, Judy. Brandon, how are you doing, sweetheart? I've been thinking about you. I hope you're doing okay. Oh, it's so hard. He lost his mom, y'all. So sad. And he's going back to work. That's so hard, remember? But it also feels good. Like they're getting around people you like and just getting a sense of normalcy. Even though nothing feels normal, just pushing yourself into normalcy is important. It's
But I know a lot
It's
of
tough.
these folks, and most of them are really good people. But some of them think that they
I should have brought
are
some
bound
water or something down. I'm
to
thirsty.
dominate America politically, economically, and socially.
Oh, that's
And they
sweet.
have to use politics
That is so
to do it,
sweet.
and they should
Love you.
rid
I'm
the
praying for you,
system.
Brandon.
I don't believe that.
Everyone give a little
And-
prayers up for Brandon as he goes back to work tomorrow.
Here's what I want to tell you.
Shelby, hello. Thanks for
We've
saying
seen more than
hello.
one election slip
Nice to
away
see
from
you
us.
here. Thanks for dropping
When we
by.
thought
We are covering the DNC tonight.
people got
A lot of people are watching, whether it's TV. You can watch it on Channel 7. You can stream it on WSPA.com if you have a second device. And we're kind of doing a two-screen experience where you can watch on television and then join me, or on the web, and then join me here to tell me what you're thinking about what you're seeing and listening to. So we're glad you're here. We appreciate you guys so much. Y'all are the best. If Harris can make things better, why can't she do it now? Says Jerry. Jerry asked that question.
But you should never underestimate your adversary. And these people are really good at distracting us, at triggering doubt.
John, how are you, sir?
Buyers
Thanks for
remorse.
being here. Hope you're having a good night.
As the
Hey,
Obama
Jason.
said so eloquently last night,
How are ya?
they are human.
Good to
you know.
see you.
They're bound to make a mistake now and then. We got to be tough.
Kathy.
And so
So you guys are hearing the sound from the DNC. I'm watching it online. You can watch WSPA.com. You can watch it on Channel 7 or your local network affiliate that you love. Turn it on. It's on all the stations right now, being carried everywhere. And Bill Clinton, the former Democratic president of the U.S., is on speaking. Nancy Pelosi, former Speaker of the House, will be on shortly.
but not to pretend you
And then we expect to hear from Governor WALZ, the vice presidential nominee that Kamala Harris picked from Minnesota. I lived and worked in Minnesota for 3 years, but it was a long time ago. I do not know him.
our leader,
Not familiar with him.
Kamala, and ask them, how can I help you? We Democrats right now have a lot of hay in the barn. We've got
Yes,
massive
everybody
achievement,
is situated.
massive
I've got a
advances.
child. We had some adjustments going on in the
but
family
there's
with
still a
one going
lot
back to
of
college,
steps
one changing apartments. So I've been
between
back and
today
forth and back and forth to
and Election day
get everything
that we
set up.
have
It's
to
fun.
navigate.
I love it. Love to see them thriving.
And so
Hi, Brickett. Oh, I didn't need a gift, but thank you. You're so kind.
from the bottom
Thank
of
you.
my heart, I have no
Here,
idea
this is what I do for gifters.
how many more of these I believe will come
Thank
through.
you. Thank you.
I started in '76, and
Thanks.
I've been every
Hi,
one
John.
since. But no, 72.
Oh,
Lord, I'm getting old. But here's
he
what
said, Lord, I'm getting old. He missed 4 years. Lacked giving himself 4 years credit.
If you can get them elected and let them bring in this breath of fresh air, you will be proud of it for the rest of your life. Your children will be proud of it. Your grandchildren will be proud of it. Take it from a man who once had the honor
Have you
to
guys
be
seen my
called in
shirt?
his
You guys haven't
convention
seen my
a
shirt.
man from hope.
It says, I
We
break
need-
news.
We need
See it?
Kamala Harris, the president of joy,
It's the
to
best.
lead us.
Oh, sorry, no. Now you're just staring at my...
So,
Oh, what's happening there? Sorry. Matt!
I'll be doing my part, you do yours. I'll see you when we're making a real joyful noise when the votes are counted. God bless you. And God bless America.
I always, with my friends, and they know this, if they're out there, I always, at the end of every conversation, not every, but a lot of conversations, I'm always like, God bless America. And I always joke, it's because someday I'm going to run for president, and I have to start practicing now to end everything with God bless America. Because all presidents do. And I'm kidding. I would never run for president. Whew, tough job. I don't want to do it. Thank you. I haven't seen them, I don't think. Am I in them? I don't think I'm in them. Hi, guys. I do like music. All the campaigns use good music. What did you guys think? The DNC did add in a DJ in each state got to play a song. South Carolina did a James Brown song. But the DJ would like announce, or the guy, the announcer would announce South Carolina, and then they'd start the music, and then they'd speak. I thought it was pretty inventive.
Delegation from
I didn't get to watch all of it, but I watched the South Carolina one and I posted it. If you guys want to see it, it's all on my Insta.
Everyone is always hating on us, but they just don't get it. Go Sox! Go Jason Tatum! Ben Affleck!
Mindy looks really good, doesn't she? She's an actress. Mindy. Rita, move over for me. Jerry says I should run and Jerry will be VP. That's funny. She looks slim and beautiful and her makeup's great. Good for her. I love to see people looking great.
Please welcome Nancy Pelosi!
Oh, here we go. Nancy Pelosi. Not one of the most popular characters in politics. You know, she has taken a lot of heat over the years. So interesting to see how she handles this moment. She always wears the big ball necklace. I have one necklace that's like that. And every time I wear it, I think, I'm looking like Nancy Pelosi today when I wear it. I might wear it tomorrow, just because I talked about it. Okay.
On January 20th, 2021, with the inauguration
Time for a
of Joe
snack
Biden
break,
and
Jerry
Kamala
says.
Harris, we established one of the most successful presidencies of
Thank you all for
modern
being here and
times.
watching.
And we
And again, if you don't feel comfortable sharing your thoughts here, feel free to message me privately. I know a lot of people get scared, like somebody's going to attack me for saying what I think. So you can,
a Biden child tax credit, rescuing human pensions.
a lot of people are messaging these days in private messages just because they just don't want to deal with people making fun of their opinions
Patriotic vision of a fairer America,
or putting them down or
doing so
bullying and
with
that kind of stuff.
liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Joe. And I know that Vice President Harris is ready to take us to new heights.
Respect for all. That's nice. I like to hear people stay respectful.
I've known Kamala Harris for decades. Personally, I know her a person of deep faith, which is reflected in her community care and service. Officially, she is a leader of strength and
Let's
wisdom
give,
and eloquence on policy. Most recently demonstrated
IG, you're getting the
fighting for
behind the
women's
scenes
right
tour.
to choose.
Only on IG do you get the behind the scenes look at the studio. So I've got all kinds of stuff up there. There's an Emmy up there. And then over here we have our friends online. We've got the computer screen, lots of things. So there's my channel 7 little mouse pad thing. TikTok, hello. Instagram, hello.
In the Congress.
And then we've got
He united Democrats, Republicans, and Independents to turn a red
Where we do it all.
district blue.
Those are my old signs from 7 on Main when I would put join me on Facebook in the window. And there are some neat
Meeting the
things
needs
I've
of his
made.
constituents,
Lots of
despite
old Channel 7
Republicans' lies and
graphics up there.
misrepresentation. When he
Logos, News
went
Channel
home,
7.
won the election, he returned to
So
Congress.
fun.
He fought for our Americans' heroes as the Democratic leader of the Veterans Affairs
Carrie.
Committee. Thank you, Tim. January 6th was a perilous moment for our democracy. Never before had a president of the United States so brazenly assaulted the bedrock of our democracy, so gleefully embraced political violence, so willfully betrayed his oath of office. Let us not forget who assaulted democracy on January 6th. He did. But let us not forget who saved democracy that day. We did. And thank God we had a Democratic House of Representatives then. You returned to the Capitol that very same night. We insisted on certifying the election results on the floors of the House and the Senate. And we demonstrated to America and to the world that American democracy prevailed. The parable of January 6th reminds us that our democracy is only as strong as the courage and commitment of those entrusted with its care. And we must choose leaders who believe in free and fair elections, who respect the peaceful transfer of power. The choice couldn't be clearer. Those leaders are Vice President Harris and Governor WALZ. When the sun rose on January 7th, as our national anthem declares, we gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
You were a political reporter, Dee?
Called upon to do the same, to stand together,
Wow.
to reject autocracy.
Connecticut. That's neat. I'm from Westchester County, New York. What part of Connecticut were you in?
So, by electing a Democratic House
Thank
with
you guys for
Hakeem
being
Jeffries
here.
as Speaker of the House,
Hi, TX.
electing a Democratic Senate, electing Tim Walz as Vice President of the United States, and electing Kamala Harris as the President of the United States. Onward to victory!
That's it. Okay. That was a very brief speech. Thanks, you guys, for being here. Glad you're with me. Hope you're having a good night. All right, so we are hanging out.
Please welcome Alexander Hudlin, Jasper Emhoff, and Arden Emhoff.
Oh, so the kids are going to introduce him. That's cool. They're very young.
Kamala Harris is our auntie.
Oh, they're aunts.
She'll be a president who cares for all of us.
She'll lift us up. In 2016, we celebrated Auntie's Senate win. We saw Trump winning. I was only 9, but I knew enough to be concerned. Auntie said, "Do you know what superheroes do? They fight back. And we will too."
She will make time for what matters.
Oh, Hartford. Oh,
No
wow.
one is busier than my auntie,
Wowee.
but she always makes time for family. From moments as simple as cooking and sharing a meal to exchanging stories
He's watching
and
a
jokes.
movie.
Auntie taught me about being present in what's important, and I know that's how she'll lead.
She'll
Hi,
treat
Louise.
everyone with respect.
Sorry,
Even
I've been
as a
bad.
kid, Auntie made
I'm
me
getting
feel
back to
that
it.
I was
I'm
seen,
gonna be good.
That my words are
I think.
important. That I am important and loved. I know she'll value others' perspectives, no matter their age or their background.
Auntie, we love you.
We're so proud of you.
And most importantly, you're a baller. And as you've said,
You're a baller,
let's win
sis.
this thing.
Let's win this thing.
You're a baller. That's cute. I agree with that. And that's where I come from. My parents raised me to
Please welcome
listen to all
nominee for
viewpoints,
US
and
Congress in California,
which I think
Latifah
unintentionally made me a good journalist. They weren't trying to make me into a journalist, but it worked out that I'd done a lot of that growing up, so. Oh, look at how the stage rises up to your height. I love that. That's cool. She's in Congress with the longest.
Here tonight to tell you all about the Kamala Harris
I like her
that
pink.
know. I'm gonna tell you. When Kamala Harris was the district attorney in San Francisco, California, I was a teen mother running an organization working to end sex trafficking among beautiful young women and girls, to build the self-determination and power
It's true.
among those girls.
It is true. And I did this for the RNC, and when I did this for the RNC, all the comments on Facebook were like, "You're biased. You're what do they call me? You're a conservative." I'm like, okay. And then now, today, everyone's like, "You're liberal," and I'm like, "Well, guys, I guess I can be both." You know what I mean? But it's like, come on now. Your TV's on commercial.
I saw Kamala Harris holding the hands of sexual assault survivors. I saw scores of mothers who lost their babies to gun violence,
Y'all
lining
are so
up
cute.
day after day at the courthouse, waiting only to speak to Kamala because they knew that she would hear them, that she would truly see them. Because there's something about Kamala Harris. For those who know her, you know. When she hears your story,
Everything's going great. I have
she
no
carries
complaints.
it with her.
Oh,
She
life is
sees you.
fine.
She truly
I
sees
am
you.
adjusting to
She
being
truly sees
back
you.
home and settling into
She is
everyone
the
being
best
gone,
of mothers.
and all
After
is well.
working with Kamala Harris day in and day out for 5 years to create programs that supported young people to get out of the criminal justice system once and for all with good
Hi,
jobs,
Jameson. Hi, Buddy's mom.
with opportunity. She wanted to get to the root cause of a broken criminal justice system. I saw her chip away. She came early and she left late every single day because, you know, like those mothers, like those sexual assault survivors, when she goes into that Oval Office, when she goes into that Oval Office, I guarantee you she will take all of us with her.
Yes.
All of us.
Everybody's in doing their thing.
Single mothers, the disabled veterans, the low-income folks who are dying to survive, the immigrants who are trying to work towards the promise of America. She will take us all. The farm workers, she will take us all with her. All of us. That is the Kamala Harris
Hi, Granny.
that I know so deeply. That is the Kamala Harris that I love. A woman of
Who's chatting and not on the speech? I'm on the speech.
a woman of
Oh, take care, Rita.
for
Thanks for stopping by and sharing some comments. Appreciate it.
Democrats.
Good luck tomorrow. I hope it's not a complicated one.
Please welcome former U.S. Associate Attorney General of the United States and the Vice President's brother-in-law, Tony West.
35 years ago, in my first week at law school, I met a new classmate, Maya Harris. We became best friends, but the way Kamala tells the story, we'd already fallen in love by graduation day.
Aw.
And when
I love
Maya
stories.
and I married, I not only gained a life partner I love, a daughter I adore,
Oh,
and a
CBS.
mother-in-law I
They're probably
revere,
doing
so I am
analysis of
absolutely
Clinton and
thrilled you're here.
Pelosi.
I also gained a sister.
Because these,
sister I
and in a way, I think they stack this, knowing the networks are going to do these certain things, and they need some time to debrief on that and get ready for what's at stake for so and so when he speaks. You know what I mean? Like they're doing their analysis stuff. We're just watching.
For justice.
No analysis.
Values
We'll let you
Mother
decide what
Teresa
you think.
taught those two little girls. Values that powered
We're just
Kamala's
watching.
public service
You guys decide what
from the
you
very
think.
beginning.
Go ahead, TikTok. You decide.
One of Kamala's very first cases in the district attorney's office, it involved a woman, an innocent woman, wrongfully arrested in a police raid. It was a Friday afternoon, and the courthouse was shutting down for the weekend. And look, most prosecutors, they would have gone home and dealt with the matter the following Monday. But not Kamala.
And guess what we won't be doing when this is over? We will not be having analysis, and we will not be staying on talking about it forever. We're talking about it now, in real time, and then we're going to bed.
And Kamala,
You're welcome.
She wondered, does this woman work weekends? Would she lose her job? Does she have young kids at home? Who'd feed those kids? So Kamala pleaded for the judge to return to the bench and to hear the matter. And the judge agreed. And within minutes, that woman was released back to her family that night. Now, it may seem small, but that's what it means to stand up for justice. That's what it means to stand for the people. And as Kamala says, when you know what you stand for, you know what to fight for. And,
Ashley,
and look, believe me when
do you
I tell
hear what we're listening to?
as a sister,
The DNC.
a daughter,
They're streaming right now on all the platforms, including probably TikTok. I'm just looking for people who are watching maybe on television or on the web. Hey, Jerry. Hi, Jerry. 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 I don't know where to find you anymore. Hey, thanks for being here.
And as president, I
So
know
we're just
she'll
listening
fight for
and
you.
reacting.
She'll fight for all
Whatever
of
you'd like
us.
to say.
Because,
Jerry, it is
friends,
nice to
when
have you here.
Kamala fights, we win. Thank you. God bless you.
Hi, Magnolia, honey. How are you? Okay, we're getting ready for vice presidential candidate WALZ to speak, and this may be the setup for him.
A crime against any one of us
I'm not sure.
is a crime against all of us.
The work that she did as Attorney General was taking on issues to help people who were trying to make a life
Your TikTok
for themselves
user.
and their families.
Give me a tap, tap, tap.
Came into office in 2011,
Are we
economic crisis facing
blue or
communities
red?
throughout
I am a journalist, so I am nothing. You guys are whatever you want to be.
Too many Californians,
And I'm
folks for
loving
lack of homeownership
having
have
both
been
Republicans and
damaged.
Democrats here to
Victims have
share
fallen prey
perspective
to a series
on
of
this.
mortgage scams,
So
fraud,
please join the
and unfair
conversation.
business practices.
Slay.
to get meaningful relief, we had to.
But yeah, I did this for the RNC and promised I would also do it for the DNC. And everyone said, cool.
Negotiating.
Only one phone, so I leaped over. Whoop. Good job. I want to talk to you at some point about hosting a gig for women to watch USA Upstate Chapter. Yeah, that sounds fun. I would love to. That sounds neat.
So Kamala knew what was at stake for families and even whole communities.
We are very proud to announce a tremendous victory for California.
She truly believes that every single person, every
Just getting off
American
work. Welcome. Well, they're getting ready to
worthy
have
of
Vice
the
President
promise and the
candidate
prosperity of this
WALZ
country.
speak.
And every time Kamala
The governor
runs for
of
a bigger
Minnesota.
office, it's 'cause she
Minnesota.
believes that she can have a bigger impact.
Minnesota. I lived
We
there
are making a commitment
for
tonight
3
with this
winters.
celebration
You count winters
of
in
this
Minnesota.
Senate race
3 winters. The people are amazing, well educated. It's a lovely state. Really is a lovely state. I enjoyed my time there immensely. Good people.
Did you have any communications with Russian officials for any reason during the campaign that have not been disclosed?
I don't recall. I need to be correct as best I can.
I do want you to be honest.
I'm not able to be rushed this fast. It makes me nervous.
Her questioning of Attorney General Sessions was historic, and she earned the respect of colleagues on both sides of the aisle.
Kamala, as a senator, was a truth teller. She was there to expose what
Texas is in the house. Hey, Texas.
Can you think of any laws
Hi,
that
Miss
give
Jellybean.
government the power to make decisions about the male body?
I'm not thinking of any right now, Senator.
They didn't know what hit them. And in those moments, so many people saw her for the first time and saw how tough she was.
Would you accept them recommending a charging decision to you if they had not reviewed the evidence?
Well, that's a question for Bob Mueller. He's the U.S. attorney.
I think it made it clear, sir, that you've not looked at the evidence, and we can move on.
When she's on a mission, she is determined and relentless.
When our fundamental values are being attacked, do we retreat or do we fight? I say we fight.
If you want to go forward in this country, not go backward, then
Hi, Paul. How are you? We're watching the DNC. We're getting ready to hear from the vice presidential candidate. Governor WALZ is expected to take the stage
Please welcome
soon.
Nevada Senator Catherine Cortez Masto.
She's wearing my pink. Well, I didn't know I was wearing. I like that pink with the blue.
You know, before I was senator, I was Nevada's attorney general. And that's when I met Kamala Harris, my colleague in California.
Oh, let's see.
Now, we bonded over
What do we
many
got?
things. And working together, I quickly
Look what it
learned
says.
what kind
I
of person
break
she
news.
is.
Can you see it?
She is a strong
I break
leader.
news.
Here's how I know.
Thanks for joining, Ben. It's so nice to see you. Thanks for taking time out of your busy evening.
Foreclosure crisis.
Um,
And let me tell you, Kamala did not settle for
I was
less
trying to see
than
what you were saying, Matt.
others deserved. Her
And I love that Ben Hoover has stopped in once again, proving he is the best co-anchor in America.
nationwide.
Once again, my favorite guy.
Families, that's Kamala Harris.
All right.
Kamala and I also work to protect our southern border. During that time,
All right, so we're still waiting for WALZ to take the stage. It is 10:13, folks.
with Mexican officials. Now, we work together
I'm tired.
to put
I'm really hoping he takes the stage soon.
criminals and drug smugglers behind bars.
I don't know
Holding criminals
who else is before him.
Kamala Harris.
I wish I had the rundown. I don't have it. Ben, do you have the rundown?
Listen, and when we took on
Texas is in the house. Hey, Texas. How are you?
survivors so that we could understand
What's going
who
on?
we were fighting for.
YouTube, are you there?
Standing up for justice. That's Kamala Harris. So trust me when I say I know she will fight for our families and our freedoms. Now we must fight for her. Every vote matters. I know. In 2016, Nevadans elected me, the granddaughter of a baker from Mexico, to serve as the first Latina in the United States Senate. I'll tell you what. And in 2022, my re-election came down to 7,928 votes.
Wow, that was tight.
Because of voters in Nevada, the Democrats won the Senate majority.
Nevada.
We can do it again. We can send Kamala Harris and Tim Walz to the White House. Are we ready to do it? Are we ready to fight? Let's get it done, Chicago.
Let's go, Chicago. Let's go, Chicago. Let's get this done, Chicago.
Welcome, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro.
Oh, Shapiro's speaking tonight. He's, is a big factor in potential VP picks and has been super supportive regardless of his not getting picked.
Thank you. 2.5 centuries ago in Philadelphia, a band of patriots declared their independence from a king and set ourselves on a path of self-determination. Generation after generation has embraced that responsibility. Ordinary Americans rising up, demanding more, seeking justice. And in every chapter of our American story, we've made progress and advanced the cause of freedom. Today we find ourselves writing that next chapter.
Jay Adams is here.
Be a nation defined by chaos.
He is not a fan. He thinks it's a bunch of lies. Bunch of lies. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. Everyone, share your thoughts.
Well, she has spent her entire
You got off a 12-hour shift at Big Air in Lawrence. That's a whole lot of jumping. Wow. Toxic. That's a whole bunch of jumping. Y'all, I should have gotten some caffeine. I'm tired. I should have made a cup of coffee for this.
Because hear me on this, it's not freedom to tell our children what books they're allowed to read. No, it's not. And it's not freedom to tell women what they can do with their bodies.
Aw, Dawn, how are you, sweetie? Nice to see you.
On this, it sure as hell isn't freedom to say you can go vote, but he gets to pick the winner. That's not freedom. But you know what? You know what, Democrats? We are the party of real freedom. That's right.
Thank you for saying hi. It's great to see you. If you guys are not following my friend Don, he is a super talented writer. You should follow him. Great person. This is Josh Shapiro, governor of Pennsylvania, who was a high, down-to-the-wire likely pick for VP, who was passed over for Coach WALZ out of Minnesota, the governor of Minnesota. Hi, Shirley. Love or hate his viewpoints, he is a good speaker. He's got good energy, good delivery. I'm just doing it from a speaker perspective, not politics. I'm not saying I'm not talking about what he's saying, but I'm talking about his style. Hey guys, hey Tanya. Coffee and biscotti. Coffee is because that's sugar and caffeine. That's why that works. That's why that works. It's the combo.
But it's your rights. It's our rights. It's our future and freedoms that are on the line. And you have the power to shape the future of this country. Just like our ancestors who fought for freedom on the battlefield and sat in at lunch counters so our kids could stand up. Now it's on us. It's on us, my friends, to organize in our communities and on our For You pages around three basic American principles. We value our freedom, we cherish our democracy, and we love this country. And listen, we love this country. And listen, despite our challenges, hear me on this, I want you to know I have never been more hopeful because I see in all of you
I'm streaming live about the DNC right now, but I will text you tomorrow.
E pluribus unum out of many one. It's not merely a motto from the past.
Talk to my
it's our
sister. Sorry.
direction for the future. You see, you all give me hope, and you all have the power. So let's use that power. Let's do the hard work necessary to win this election and write the next chapter in our American story. So are you ready to protect our rights? Are you ready to secure our freedoms? And are you ready to defend our democracy? And are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz? America, let's get to work.
That was pretty succinct. That was not a super long speech. I have liked the pace of these last few speeches. They've been nice and tight and not super long because everyone's...
Please welcome author, activist, and youngest presidential inaugural poet in American history, Amanda Gorman.
Oh, she's very talented. She's a really talented writer. Dawn, don't you think she's so talented? I have her book over here. The Hill We Climb. Very talented. Beautiful.
We gather at this hallowed place because we believe in the American dream. We face a race that tests if this country we cherish shall perish from the earth, and if our earth shall perish from this country. It falls to us to ensure that we do not fall for a people that cannot stand together, cannot stand at all. We are one family, regardless of religion, class, or color. For what defines a patriot is not just our love of liberty, but our love for one another. This is loud in our country's call because while we all love freedom, it is love that frees us all. Empathy emancipates, making us greater than hate or vanity. That is the American promise, powerful and pure. Divided we cannot endure, but united we can endeavor to humanize our democracy and endear democracy.
Appreciate you
to
guys joining
humanity.
in. And I appreciate you sharing your comments. Thanks, Matt.
And make no mistake, cohering is the hardest task history ever wrote. But tomorrow is not written by our odds of hardship, but by the audacity of our hope, by the vitality of our vote. Only now, approaching this rare air, are we aware that perhaps the American dream is no dream at all, but instead a dare to dream together. Like a million roots tethered, branching up humbly, making one tree. This is our country. country from many, won from battles won, our freedoms sung, our kingdom come has just
Hi, Terry.
begun.
Thanks for watching. And thanks for sharing your comment. Appreciate you being here.
We redeem this sacred scene, ready
Hi,
for our
Jerry.
journey from it together. We
Jerry
must
liked the
birth
speech.
this early republic and achieve an unearthly summit. Let us
Hi, Mark
not just
Fisher. How are you?
believe in the American dream. Let us be
Thanks for watching, you
worthy
guys.
of it.
Amanda Gorman, she was the poet who read at the Biden inauguration and wrote the book The Hill We Climb, which is right over here on my bookshelf.
Can you tell me what it means?
Interesting. Let me think about that for a second.
The spirit of freedom. For me? Oh, yeah. Freedom to me means choice.
The ability to laugh with friends.
Be who you want to be. Go where you want to go.
Living your life day to day. Having new chapters in that life.
I believe in having your own words and being able to do what you want to.
The freedom to raise our family in healthy communities.
The idea that I can turn to my partner, my husband, and say I love you with every being of my soul.
Being able to start a family when I want to, being able to, support the missions that I want to go to the church that I want to.
Not everyone has the same opportunities, but the United States is, of anywhere I've ever been, it's the one place where you can accomplish more.
The big, fantastic thing about America is that it is the land of opportunity. I know it sounds trite.
I
but
don't.
It's the truth.
I'm actually
I grew
gonna
up, with a single mom, and she really
do a couple of
imbued in me
things.
these qualities that you
Hey,
just really
user.
have to care about your
But
neighbors,
nothing
and your
major,
family, and your
like kind of
friends.
pretty
I feel
quiet.
like the American dream is having opportunities, having an opportunity to go to college if you want to, having an opportunity to get any job you can, no matter who you are or where you come from.
The American dream is about having the ability to make choices about your medical care and do whatever you want to do with your life without anybody telling you if it's good enough.
We are in an incredible moment in history. We've seen women stripped of their most fundamental right to autonomy over their bodies.
The freedom to make choices
Go to
about
the
your
Braves
body,
game. Good for
your
you.
life, your career should be entirely in your control.
But I have found that good people want to do good things.
That you find a way to move forward under ugly and scary circumstances.
The work that lies ahead is to make America live up to its highest ideals. And, we're proud to go to work.
The work to build a better future really depends on all of us coming together.
We have to bring back that respect.
Hi, Sheila. Thanks for liking the live, you
I don't
guys.
think we're as divided
Appreciate y'all
as
being
we
here,
seem.
dropping
Let's
in
come
tonight.
together as one big nation.
I feel like we are on
Thank you guys for
the
being
verge
here.
of something very amazing in this country.
It makes me want to fight for our children and future generations to ensure they have just as many, if not more, freedoms than we had.
I believe in a future where my mom can feel
We're
safe
still
no
waiting
matter where
for
she is in the country.
this guy right here, Tim Walz. He will be speaking. He's the governor of Minnesota, the vice presidential candidate who Kamala Harris picked to run with him, and it's his big night. Like, this is the WALZ night, as they say, and then tomorrow night will be the Harris night.
Hopefully the kids I teach
Just like it was the Vance night and the Trump night at the RNC, and that's when we did these, if you remember. we were all together.
Everyone should think about what
Some of you were here,
leave
and some
to
of
the
you
next
weren't.
generation. It's our responsibility. It's what we have to do.
My name's Tyler,
My name's Yvette.
and we believe in love.
I'm Alex.
I'm Kiara.
My name is Steven. My name is Charlie. I'm a proud 7th-generation Texan. I am from Waterford, Michigan, just north of Detroit. I'm from East Tennessee.
And we believe in the American dream.
We believe in a better world for our child, and we believe in this country.
My name is Karen, and I believe in justice.
My name is Nancy.
My name is Thoreau.
My name is Jennings.
My name is Dana.
Hey, Janice.
And we
Thanks for
believe
being
in
here.
freedom.
My name is Gina, and I believe in freedom.
Denise is a Trump supporter.
believe in the freedom to
Oops,
work
I
together.
moved across. She is sharing her opinion. Thank you. Jerry watched some of the RNC. All right, so now what happens? Let's see. Will this be?
Please welcome Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, Oprah. Okay. Oh, she looks so good. I love her outfit.
Who says you can't go home again?
Yeah, she's a Chicago girl.
After watching the Obamas last night, that was some epic fire, wasn't it? Some epic fire. We're now so fired up, we can't wait to leave here and do something. And what we're going to do is elect Kamala Harris as the next president of the United States. I am so honored to have been asked to speak on tonight's theme.
That's cool.
About what matters most to me, to you, and all of us Americans: freedom.
Hi, Grifters. How are you?
Who want you to see our country as a nation of us against them. People who want to scare you, who want to rule you. People who'd have you believe that books are dangerous and assault rifles are safe. That there's a right way to worship and a wrong way to love. People who seek first to divide and then to conquer. But here's the thing. When we stand together, it is impossible to conquer us. In the words of an extraordinary American, the late Congressman John Lewis, he said, no matter what ship our ancestors arrived on, we are all in the same boat now.
Matt feels that the Democrats are the party of division. What do you guys think about that thought? Hi, Roxanne.
Because he was one of the brilliant Americans who helped to get us where we are. But he also knew that the work is not done. The work will never be done because freedom isn't free. America is an ongoing project. It requires commitment. It requires being open to the hard work and the heart work of democracy. And every now and then, it requires standing up to life's bullies. I know this. I've lived in Mississippi, in Tennessee, in Wisconsin, Maryland, Indiana, Florida, Hawaii, Colorado, California, and California.
Chicago. Huh.
Have actually traveled this country from the redwood forests, love those redwoods, to the Gulf Stream waters. I've seen racism.
Bye, Dee. Have a great day.
And income inequality and division.
You bet. And I hope everything goes well for your big day tomorrow.
I've been on the receiving end of it. But more often than not, what I've witnessed and experienced are human beings, both conservative and liberal, who may not agree with
Hi,
each other,
Sarah Driscoll.
but who'd still help you in a heartbeat if
We
you're
are
in trouble.
watching the RNC waiting for the vice presidential candidate, Vance. I'm sorry, Vance, not Vance. WALZ to speak. So we're kind of on hold, waiting for that to happen. Oh, right now, Oprah Winfrey is speaking. I don't know if you guys are watching, but you can watch it on Channel 7 or WSBA.com or your local affiliate if you're not in our area. And we're just watching, and people are sharing their thoughts as we go through this.
Who their partner is or how they voted. No. We just try to do the best we can to save them. And if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady,
Sorry. That's funny, BB.
well, we try to get that cat out too. Because we are a country of people who work hard for the money.
Good night, Jerry.
We wish our brothers and sisters well, and we
Thanks for
pray
being here.
peace.
Appreciate you.
We know all the old tricks and tropes that are designed to distract us from what actually matters. But we are beyond ridiculous tweets and lies and foolery. These are complicated times, people, and they require adult conversation. And I welcome those conversations because
We are in
civilized
South
debate
Carolina,
is vital to democracy,
in the
and
upstate.
it is the best
So
of
kind of
America.
toward Asheville, border of Georgia and North Carolina.
Now, over the last
Kind of in the
couple
upper
nights,
corner of the state.
we have all seen brave people walk onto this stage and share their most private pain. Amanda and Josh, Caitlin, Hadley, they told us their stories of rape and incest and near-death experiences from
Hey,
having
Nebraska?
the state deny them
I've never been to
the
Nebraska.
abortion that their doctor explained
I've always wanted
was
to go.
medically necessary. And they told us these things for one reason, and that is to keep what happened to them from happening to anybody else. Because if you do not have autonomy over this, if you cannot control when and how you choose to bring your children into this world and how they are raised and supported, there is no American dream. The women and men who are battling to keep us from going back to a time of desperation and shame
Oh, I bet it's beautiful.
and stone
I can only
cold
imagine.
fear, they are the new freedom fighters. And make no mistake, they are the best of America. I want to talk now about somebody who's not with us tonight. Tessie Prevost Williams was born in New Orleans not long after the Supreme Court ruled that segregated public schools were unconstitutional. That was in 1954, same year I was born. But I didn't have to head to first grade at the all-white McDonough 19 school with a U.S. Marshal by my side like Tessie did. And when I got to school, the building wasn't empty like it was for Tessie. You see, rather than allowing McDonough to be integrated, parents pulled their kids out of the school, leaving only Tessie and two other little black girls, Gail Etienne and Leona Tate, to sit in a classroom with the windows papered over to block snipers from attacking their 6-year-old bodies. Tessie passed away 6 weeks ago. And I tell this story to honor her tonight because she like Ruby Bridges and her friends, Leona and Gail, the New Orleans Four, they were called. They broke barriers and they paid dearly for it. But it was the grace and guts and courage of women like Tessie Prevost Williams that paved the way for another young girl who 9 years later became part of the second class to integrate the public schools in Berkeley, California. And it seems to me that at school and at home, somebody did a beautiful job of showing this young girl how to challenge the people at the top and empower the people at the bottom. They showed her how to look at the world and see not just what is, but what can be. They instilled in her a passion for justice and freedom and the glorious fighting spirit necessary to pursue that passion. And soon, and very soon,
I did this for the Republican. We did the same thing. Many of the people here were with me for it. We did the same thing, Native.
energetic immigrants, how this child grew up to become the 47th President of the United States. That is the best of America.
Hi guys. Hi Carolyn. We're waiting for Vice Presidential candidate WALZ to take the stage. Right now Oprah Winfrey is on. It is 10:42. Still waiting. It's 10:42.
And what we want our futures to look like. There are choices to be made when we cast our ballot. Now, there's a certain candidate that says if we just go to the polls this one time, that we'll never have to do it again. Well, you know what? You're looking at a registered independent who's proud to vote again and again and again because I'm an American and that's what Americans do. Voting is the best of America. And I have always, since I was eligible to vote, I've always voted my values. And that is what is needed in this election now more than ever. So I'm calling
Hi Sabrina. Hi Greeting. How are ya?
and all you undecideds. You know this is true. You know I'm telling you the truth. That values and character matter most of all. In leadership and in life. And more than anything, you know this is true, that decency and respect are on the ballot in 2024.
Do you guys agree? Are decency and respect on the ballot?
And just plain
Hey Kathleen.
common sense.
Hi Buzz.
Common sense tells you that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz can give us decency and respect. They're the ones that give it to us. So, we are Americans. We are Americans. Let us choose loyalty to the Constitution over loyalty to any individual. Because that's the best of America. And let us choose optimism over cynicism, because that's the best of America. And let us choose inclusion over retribution. Let us choose common sense over for nonsense. Because that's the best of America. And let us choose the sweet promise of tomorrow
Hi, Diego.
over the bitter return to yesterday. We won't go back. We won't be set back, pushed back, bullied back, kicked back. We're not going back. Not going back. We're not going back. So, let us choose. Let us choose truth. Let us choose honor. And let us choose joy. Because that's the best
Hi,
of
Denise.
America. But more than anything else, let us choose freedom. Why? Because that's the best of America. We're all Americans, and together, let's all choose Kamala Harris. Thank you, Chicago.
All right, so Oprah Winfrey is done. Now we are waiting to see if next up will be WALZ. Stay tuned. I don't know. We've heard from Bill Clinton. We've heard from Nancy Pelosi, Oprah Winfrey, a number of other people in between.
Here's what I want people to know about
Okay,
Tim
they're talking
Walz.
about
Well,
WALZ,
everybody
so I
at
think
Baker
WALZ is
West High
next.
School loved Tim Walz.
Yeah, I mean, Tim was jovial.
When he would start teaching, it was like full contact teaching. You could not help but be interested in what he was talking about.
He seemed to care about everybody in his class.
He knew everyone's name.
He wanted to know what interested you, how to engage you, what you were excited about, what you're feeling bad about.
Mr. Walz was my geography and social studies teacher.
Mr. Walz was my football coach.
My middle school basketball coach, when we were doing the high school play The Nerd, he was the person building the sets.
I don't think that there has ever been a moment where I've seen Tim exhausted from giving or engaging. He always seems like that person that's got the never-ending gas tank who can keep going.
When I decided to come out as gay, we started the Gay Straight Alliance. Tim Walz was the faculty advisor.
We saw him not only as a teacher, but a mentor and a leader.
Mr. Walz was a really big part in helping build this community, and he's a big reason why I became a teacher myself. It was inspiring being in his classroom.
I think this is going to be him.
Please welcome Maryland Governor
Nope.
Wes Moore.
Wes Moore is going to introduce him, I'm guessing. I don't agree with or comment politically. That's not my role. You guys have opinions. I hear them. I don't share mine. Never have, never will.
26th at 1:30 in the morning, a container ship the length of 3 football fields slammed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, and the bridge collapsed. A port that drives 13% of our state's economy was now closed. Thousands of workers were hours away from waking up and realizing they no longer had a job. 6 Marylanders.
Thanks for asking, though. I appreciate you wanting to know my opinion, but I just don't share it.
Fixing potholes. Lost their lives.
That was awful.
One of the
Those
first
poor people.
phone calls that I got that morning started with these 3 words. Dove, it's Kamala. She said, I know you spoke to the president, and I want you to know we are here with you every step of the way. Now, I joined the Army when I was 17. In fact, I was too young to sign the paperwork. I had to ask my mom to sign the paperwork for me because I don't have bone spurs. I led soldiers in combat in Afghanistan.
Wow.
And my training taught me that you never learn anything about anybody when times are easy. You learn everything you need to know about somebody when times are hard and when the temperature gets turned up. And America, I saw that Kamala Harris is the right one to lead in this moment firsthand. And united, with the Almighty God's grace, we brought closure to the families of the 6 victims. And while many said it could take 11 months to reopen the port of Baltimore, we got it done in 11 weeks.
I'm putting on these glasses because I can see better. What is happening?
Because that is the story of America. We are a nation of patriots who serve when the mission is hard and who serve when the destination is uncertain. And I know our history is imperfect.
Sexy, hey.
The unevenness.
We're listening to Wes Moore, the governor of Maryland. He's speaking right now. I met his mother. I was on a panel with his mom.
I just want that skepticism to be your
He could be a presidential candidate one day. He's a really impressive person. But I met her, but he is, I think, the lead up to Tim WALZ.
Because making America great doesn't mean telling people you're not wanted.
Ah, I can see now.
And loving your
Yeah, I just haven't been on. I'm so sorry. I have not been doing my lives like I should. I go on TikTok live a lot. And so these guys are like, where you been? And I know you guys miss me too.
Means saying the ambitions of this country would be incomplete without your help. It's the legacy of those 6 workers who fixed
I darkened my hair a little bit today. I like it.
while we slept.
I miss
Who
you
were
too.
born in a different country, but who knew
Really tired tonight though, to be honest. I'm committed to doing this and I have to do it. But I'm so tired. I could have collapsed tonight. But this is the thing. I watch these kind of events for my job anyway, so it makes sense to just jump on and share it with you guys and hear what you think. So thank you.
immigrant single mom, a man who felt handcuffs on his wrist at 11 years old, who now stands before you as the 63rd governor of Maryland and the first black governor in the history of our state.
That's right. He is the first black governor there.
It's the story of a prosecutor who defended our freedoms and had
Yes, he spoke last night. He spoke after Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama spoke first, and then she introduced him after she finished speaking. It seemed like, honestly, I did a poll, and it seemed like people liked her speech more than his. Though, I mean, they were both, good speakers. But it seemed like on the poll I did that people liked her, found hers more. Oh. He's talking about Tim. I think Tim WALZ is next.
Tim
WALZ is coming
that
out.
in the military,
Vice presidential
you count the days towards mission completion. So guess what, y'all? We have got 75 days and a wake up.
She has no interest in politics. She's been asked and asked to run, and she apparently won't do it.
For us to prove what Americans can do when the pressure is on. 75 days and a wake up for us to show that true patriots do not whine and complain. We put our heads down and we get to work. 75 days and a wake up to build a future that those who came before us hope for, and those who come after us that they deserve. and 75 days and a wake up to elect a leader who is willing to believe in the best of
I
us.
have not met her, Dawn. That is so cool. I love that. What is your hometown? I have not met her. No way, there's another speaker? There is not. Is that his mom? Wait, I need to see her.
South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
Oh gosh, Pete Buttigieg now. Sorry, I thought it was going to be WALZ. My bad. My bad.
Saying, I'm Pete Buttigieg, and you might recognize me from Fox News.
That's funny.
I believe in going anywhere, in service of a good cause, and friends, we gather in a very good cause, electing Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, the next president.
Hi Trey, how are you, sir?
Of the United States.
I have my I Break News shirt. Just got it. Fresh in.
Could not be clearer. Donald Trump rants about law and order as if he wasn't a convicted criminal running against a prosecutor. As if we were going to forget that crime was higher on his watch.
Royal.
Talks about the forgotten
Lots of crowns. I'm impressed.
We'll forget that the only economic promise that he actually kept was to cut taxes for the rich.
Excuse me.
And don't even get me started on
It's 11 o'clock. And WALZ hasn't even started.
At least Mike Pence was polite. J.D. Vance is one of those guys who thinks if you don't live the life that he has in mind for you, then you don't count. Someone who said that if you don't have kids, you have, quote, no physical commitment to the future of this country. You know, Senator, when I deployed to Afghanistan, I didn't have kids then. Many of the men and women who went outside the wire with me didn't have kids either. But let me tell you, our commitment to the future of this country was pretty damn physical. Choosing a guy like J.D. Vance to be America's next vice president sends a message. And the message is that they are doubling down on negativity and grievance. Committing to a concept of campaigning best summed up in one word: darkness. Darkness is what they are selling. The thing is, I just don't believe that America today is in the market for darkness. I believe America is ready for a better kind of politics. Yes, politics at its worst can be ugly, crushing, demeaning, but it doesn't have to be. At its best, politics can be empowering, uplifting. It can even be a kind of soul craft. My faith teaches me that the world isn't made up of good people and bad people, but rather that each of us is capable of good and bad things. And I believe leaders matter because of what they bring out in each of us, the good or the bad. Right now, the other side is appealing to what is smallest within you. They're telling you that greatness comes from going back to the past. They're telling you that anyone different from you is a threat. They're telling you that your neighbor or nephew or daughter who disagrees with you politically isn't just wrong, but is now the enemy. I believe in a better politics, one that finds us at our most decent and open and brave. The kind of politics that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are offering, and as you have felt these many days, that kind of politics also just feels better to be part of. There is joy in it, as well as power. And if all of that sounds naive, let me insist that I have come to this view not by way of idealism, but by way of experience. Not just the experience of my unlikely career. Someone like me serving in Indiana, serving
Jay, I know there will be plenty of people fact checking. I'm just here to gather your thoughts on what they're saying, and I'm going to be watching it anyway as part of my job, so I thought might as well have you guys join me. Hope you're having a good night. But yeah, there will be lots of fact checking of all of these speakers.
It feels like all the political negotiating experience in the world is not enough for me to get our 3-year-old son and our 3-year-old daughter to just wash their hands and sit at the table. It's the part of our day when politics seems the most distant. And yet the makeup of our kitchen table, the existence of my family, is just one example of something that was literally impossible. As recently as 25 years ago, when an anxious teenager growing up in Indiana wondered if he would ever find
Hey,
belonging
Chuck.
in this world.
Thank you. It's a Stephen Zweck or something. I don't know. I got it years ago at a store in New York, and I love it. It's a really cool ring. It goes with a lot. I like it to wear it with like jeans, you know, and the shirt or whatever. Just kind of pulls the jeans and the whatever you got on top together. All right, we're still waiting for Vice Presidential candidate Tim Walz to take the stage. It is 11:02. 11:02. Still waiting.
And yes, through politics, the right kind of politics. The kind of politics that can make an impossible dream into an everyday reality.
Hi, Steven. How are you?
I don't presume to know
Hi,
what it's
Sheila.
like in your kitchen, but I know, as sure as I am standing here, that everything in it, the bills you pay at that table, the shape of the family that sits there, the fears and the dreams that you talk about late into the night there, all of it compels us to demand more from our politics than a rerun of some TV wrestling death match. So this November, we get to choose. We get to choose our president. We get to choose our policies, but most of all, we will choose a better politics. A politics that calls us to our better selves and offers us a better everyday. That is what Kamala Harris and Tim Walz represents. That is what Democrats represent. That is what awaits us when America decides to end Trump's politics of darkness once and for all. That is what we choose when we embrace the leaders who are out there building bridges and reject the ones who are out there banning books. This is what we will work for every day to November and beyond. So let's go win this. Thank you, Democrats. Thank you.
I think we're getting close.
Going to Congress and then becoming governor, I see the guy that was a first sergeant. I see a guy that's full of energy, always busy. And like he says, you get enough time to sleep when you're dead.
Sleep when you're dead. I do like that saying. We'll have time to sleep when we're dead. It isn't a bad point that he makes, you know? That's funny. Thank you.
Using the GI Bill and how it could be improved. It seemed to be a continuation of focus on improving the lives of veterans.
Governor Walz in our unit always would say
I believe that Tim Walz is getting ready to speak.
and we always did.
Stand by.
I've seen him carry himself.
We've done it.
Over
It's
the years
11:04.
in Congress and the way he works for veterans.
11:04, guys.
There's no excuse making. There's no scapegoating.
may
It's
hear
just
from Tim
accomplished
Walz.
mission.
Governor Walz has been that way and always will be that way.
having Governor WALZ on the House Veteran Affairs Committee was instrumental in getting the post-9/11 GI Bill not only introduced, but also passed.
When Governor Walz wants change, it'll happen. Back to the Guard. We'll get it done.
Is this it?
Please welcome EGOT-winning, multi-platinum artist and activist, John Legend.
Okay, here's the John Legend.
Percussion, Sheila E.
Oh, Sheila E. Okay. From my Prince era. I loved Sheila E. I like... Oh, they're going to do Prince! This is such, Let's Go Crazy. Such a great song. I was a big Prince fan. Were you guys Prince fans? This is not political, I just like this song. Sheila E. looks so good. I follow her on social media. I mean, she has really, like, stayed with her career. I'm amazed at the musicians that just keep going. It's amazing. Let's go! Let's get nuts. Let's go. I'll have to look it up later. Thanks, Matt, for your perspective. Okay. What's it all for? Let's go. I needed this just to wake up, to be honest. Maybe everybody else did too. Oh my gosh. Wow, great guitar playing. Prince was such a good guitarist. Wow. Break us down. Oh no, let's go. Crazy. Let's go crazy. Everything. He's doing it really well. He's coming. Wow. Do you see this girl on the ground? She's great. This is doo-doo-doo. That was a great performance. Politics aside, you can't say that wasn't a great performance. I love that song. That's for all the 80s college kids. John Legend. That was terrific. Now what? Now what? What is happening?
That was incredible.
Oh, there's Mindy.
I feel so motivated after tonight. It's like never been more clear that if Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are elected this November, they're going to protect our freedoms. The freedom to read whatever books you want. The freedom to work one job and afford your rent. And Kamala Harris and Tim Walz will protect your freedom to start a family on your own terms. And if you ask me, that is something worth fighting for. So guys, let's do it. It's time. Let's nominate the next vice president.
Oh, that's right.
Of
They
the
have to
United
officially.
States.
He comes out to accept.
Tim Walz. And to take us there and
Okay. We're about to see him. It's just been a slow process.
Okay. That was a warm-up act. On behalf of the great state of Minnesota, where purple reigns,
Yeah.
I stand before you in support of our next Vice President, Tim WALZ. In Minnesota, we trust a coach who turned a team that was 0-27 into state champions. In Minnesota, we trust a hunter who has stood in a deer stand in 10-degree weather. In Minnesota, we trust a candidate who has made a viral video on how to change a burnt-out headlight.
That's funny.
And I know we aren't alone. But in Minnesota, we love a dad in plaid.
That's funny. Minnesota, I lived there for 3 years. I can laugh at these jokes. That's
So
funny.
Tim and I go way back. He taught high school right down the road from where my husband John grew up. My mother-in-law even brought him and Gwen a Parmesan chicken dinner when their son was born. That's what we do in America. We look out for our neighbors. Tim has
Hey,
been
Curtis.
doing that his whole life.
How are ya?
On the farm and in the factory.
How are you
With
tonight?
his students
Thanks for stopping
and
by.
his fellow service members. And the truth is, that matters. Who better to take on the price of gas than a guy who could pull over to help change your tire? Who better to serve our nation than a guy who has served in uniform? Who better to find common ground than a guy with Midwestern common sense? A former football coach knows how to level the playing field. And a former public school teacher knows how to school the likes of J.D. Vance. What you've done with your life matters. And what you do with power matters too. Tim has delivered paid leave, school lunches, and the biggest tax cut in Minnesota history. A Democrat from a red district in a purple state, Tim has brought Minnesota together. And together with Vice President Kamala Harris, I know he will do the same for our nation. America, there is so much that we share, so much that
I
connects
think we're just
us.
about to hear from him.
Way up north
Stand
in
by.
Minnesota, out of Lake Itasca, flows
Itasca.
the Mississippi River. It starts small and it grows wider. It flows down to Wisconsin and to Iowa. It goes down to Illinois and to Missouri. It goes to Kentucky and Tennessee. It goes to Arkansas and it goes way down to Mississippi. And then it goes all the way down to New Orleans, Louisiana, where the spirit of our nation's resilience abounds. So let us commit here and now to cross the river of our divides, to get to a higher ground. And let us join together to elect Kamala Harris and Tim WALZ.
Minnesota.
Who? Ben Ingman. Hello, Ben. He's from Minnesota.
Tim Walz is the kind of guy you can count on to push you out of a snowbank. I know this because Tim Walz has pushed me out of a snowbank. I grew up next door to the Walzes in Mankato. Mr. Walz was also my geography teacher and my coach. Not for high school football, but for 7th grade basketball and track. So what was a high school football coach doing, coaching 7th grade basketball and track? Well, there was a kid in the high school who couldn't afford to pay for lunch, and he ran up a lot of debt. And Tim and Gwen decided they'd help pay it off. They started calling around the district to see if there were any positions they could fill to make a little extra money, and that's how he wound up coaching us 7th graders. That's right. Coach Walz got us excited about what we might achieve together. He believed in us, and he helped us believe in each other. And his leadership stuck. That track team went on to win a state title, just like the football team. That's right. Speaking of which, come on out, Scarlets. Yeah.
Oh, they got the team. Oh, gosh. Is it the band? Or no, it's just the team. They just have a band they're playing. Oh my gosh, is that his whole team? That's hilarious. Oh my gosh, are they fitting in their jerseys? Good for them. What did he call them? Scarlets? Is that what he called them? I didn't hear. It didn't stick with me. Scarlets? Is that what it says? Minnesota's into it. Somebody has a large Tim Walz head. That's hilarious.
You know, all this got me thinking about the kinds of leaders we need. We want the people in charge to be genuine, compassionate, and trustworthy. The thing is, there are people in our neighborhoods who fit this description. The kind of people who display quiet leadership by helping kids pay for their lunches, by bringing teams together to believe in each other. And when we're stuck in the snow, they push us out. Well, in my neighborhood, we always wish that people like that would run for office. Well, in my neighborhood, someone like that did run for office. And he's going to be a wonderful vice president. Thanks very much.
Okay, now what's happening? It's 11:18. Oh no, another video.
In the wide open spaces, we are reminded of the values we share. A commitment to community, country, and standing up for what's right.
Tim Walz grew up in a small town in Nebraska where he spent summers working the family farm. There were just 24 students in his graduating class. His dad served during the Korean War, and that meant a lot to Tim. So he enlisted right after his 17th birthday and served 24 years in the National Guard, rising to Command Sergeant Major. Tim went to college on the GI Bill and became a social studies teacher. That's where Tim and I met. We shared a classroom with a divider right down the middle. His classroom was a lot louder than mine, but I could hear how engaged his students were. Tim taught for over 15 years, and he coached football,
The vice presidential nominee on the Democrat side is about to speak, so we are hanging out waiting for that.
Taught them how to believe in themselves.
Hello, TikTok. Thanks for being here.
Together.
When one of our students started the school's Gay-Straight Alliance, Tim agreed to serve as faculty advisor
Because he knew how impactful it would be to have a football coach involved.
He inspired his students, and he changed lives.
He is just so joyful in everything that he does, but it's him also standing up for, what he believes to be right, stands up to bullies.
Then, Tim's students inspired him to run for Congress in southern Minnesota. Tim spent a lot of time working with Republicans, fighting to help farmers and expanding veterans' benefits. Whether it was in Congress or as governor, his focus has always been helping working people like those he grew up with. That's why he fought for the largest tax cut in Minnesota state history.
But Tim WALZ was there for small businesses like ours.
With the urging of Governor WALZ, we were able to pass the Alex Smith Insulin Affordability Act, and it has saved lives in Minnesota.
With Tim as governor, Minnesota is one of the best places to raise a family and one of the best states for business. Tim's a lifelong hunter and gun owner. But after the Sandy Hook school shooting, he knew that we had to do something. So he's fought for background checks and red flag laws. But of all the things he's done, Tim loves being a dad. We struggled to have kids, and fertility treatments made it possible. There's a reason our daughter is named Hope. Hope and Gus mean the world to us.
Governor WALZ making good on a promise to his son and family yesterday by getting them a puppy.
Then we're gonna go get some food, corn dog,
I'm vegetarian.
turkey then, and then
Turkey's meat.
not a Minnesota turkey special.
He's as at home on a farm, a fishing boat, a football field, or a factory floor as he is on the floor of Congress. Tim's commitment to service all comes back to the values we grew up with. Love your country, help your neighbor, and fight for what's right.
Thanks for watching.
Because that's
Good to
what
see you guys
America
again.
is all about.
Two middle-class kids. One a daughter of Oakland, California. The other a son of the Nebraska Plains, only in America. Is it possible for them together to make it all the way to the White House?
Please welcome the Democratic nominee for Vice President, Governor Tim WALZ.
Here we go. It is 11:22 and Tim WALZ is finally taking the stage. This started at 9, y'all. Aw, he's getting emotional. Huh. Hey, Wayne. Thanks for being here, everybody. All right, here he goes.
Thank you, first of all, to Vice President Harris. Thanks for putting your trust in me and for inviting me to be part of this incredible campaign. And a thank you to President Joe Biden for 4 years of strong, historic leadership. It's the honor of my life to accept your nomination for Vice President of the United States. We're all here tonight for one beautiful, simple reason. We love this country. So thank you to all of you here in Chicago and all of you watching at home tonight. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your determination. And most of all, thank you for bringing the joy to this fight. Now, I grew up in Butte, Nebraska. a town of 400 people. I had 24 kids in my high school class, and none of them went to Yale. But I'll tell you what, growing up in a small town like that, you learn how to take care of each other. That family down the road, they may not think like you do. They may not pray like you do. They may not love like you do, but they're your neighbors. And you look out for them, and they look out for you. Everybody belongs, and everybody has a responsibility to contribute. For me, it was serving in the Army National Guard. I joined up 2 days after my 17th birthday, and I proudly wore our nation's uniform for 24 years.
Oh my gosh, we're almost to 20,000 likes. Thanks, you guys.
My dad, a Korean War era Army veteran, died of lung cancer a couple years later. He left behind a mountain of medical debt. Thank God for Social Security survivor benefits. And thank God for the GI Bill that allowed my dad and me to go to college, and millions of other Americans. Eventually, like the rest of my family, I fell in love with teaching. Three out of 4 of us married teachers.
Wow.
I wound up teaching social studies and coaching football at Mankato West High School.
Hi, Gina. We've got the vice presidential candidate for the Democrats on the stage right now. It's been a long wait, but a few minutes ago he started speaking.
We played through to the whistle on every single play, and we even won a state championship.
How are you, Gina?
Never closed the yearbook, people. But it was those players and my students who inspired me to run for Congress. They saw in me what I had hoped to instill in them, a commitment to the common good, an understanding that we're all in this together, and the belief that a single person can make a real difference for their neighbors. So there I was, a 40-something high school teacher with little kids, 0 political experience, and no money, running in a deep red district. But you know what? Never underestimate a public school teacher.
Hey, Gina, I'm doing great. I'm a little tired. These are running so late, you know?
For 12 years, and I learned an awful lot. I learned how to work across the aisle on issues like growing the rural economies and taking care of veterans. And I learned how to compromise without compromising my values. Then I came back to serve as governor, and we got right to work, making a difference in our neighbors' lives. We cut taxes for the middle class. We passed paid family and medical leave. We invested in fighting crime and affordable housing. We cut the cost of prescription drugs and helped people escape the kind of medical debt that nearly sank my family. And we made sure that every kid in our state gets breakfast and lunch every day. So while other states were banning books from their schools, we were banishing hunger from ours. We also protected reproductive freedom because in Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and the personal choices they make. And even if we wouldn't make those same choices for ourselves, we've got a golden rule. Mind your own damn business. And that includes IVF and fertility treatments. And this is personal for Gwen and I. If you've never experienced the hell that is infertility, I guarantee you, you know somebody who has. And I can remember praying each night for a phone call. The pit in your stomach when the phone would ring, and the absolute agony when we heard the treatments hadn't worked. It took Gwen and I years, but we had access to fertility treatments. And when our daughter was born, we named her Hope.
Oh.
Gus and Gwen, you are my entire world, and
That's
I
sweet.
love you.
Hi, Mark. Oh.
I'm letting you in on how we started a family, because this is a big part about what this election is about. Freedom. When Republicans use the word freedom, they mean that the government should be free to invade your doctor's office. Corporations, free to pollute your air and water. And banks, free to take advantage of customers. But when we Democrats talk about freedom, we mean the freedom to make a better life for yourself and the people that you love. Freedom to make your own healthcare decisions. And yeah, your kids' freedom to go to school without worrying about being shot dead in the hall. Look, I know guns. I'm a veteran. I'm a hunter. And I was a better shot than most Republicans in Congress, and I got the trophies to prove it. But I'm also a dad. I believe in the Second Amendment, but I also believe our first responsibility is to keep our kids safe. That's what this is all about. The responsibility we have to our kids, to each other, and to the future that we're building together, in which everyone is free to build the kind of life they want. But not everyone has that same sense of responsibility. Some folks just don't understand what it takes to be a good neighbor. Take Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. Their Project 2025 will make things much, much harder for people who are just trying to live their lives. They spent a lot of time pretending they know nothing about this. But look, I coached high school football long enough to know, and trust me on this, when somebody takes the time to draw up a playbook, they're going to use it. And we know if these guys get back in the White House, they'll start jacking up the costs on the middle class. They'll repeal the Affordable Care Act. They'll gut Social Security and Medicare.
Hi, Shane Mike. How are you?
And they
Hi,
will ban
Kaina.
abortion across this
Thanks for
country
dropping
with or
by.
without Congress. Here's the thing. It's an agenda nobody asked for. It's an agenda that serves nobody except the richest and the most extreme amongst us. And it's
Hey,
an
Toxic.
agenda that does nothing for our neighbors in need.
Thanks for being here, you guys.
Is it weird?
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's also wrong. And it's dangerous. It's not just me saying so. It's Trump's own people. They were with him for 4 years.
Judy, how
They're
are you?
warning us that the next 4 years will be much, much worse. You know, when I was teaching every year, we'd elect a student body president. And you know what? Those teenagers could teach Donald Trump a hell of a lot about what a leader is. Leaders don't spend all day insulting people and blaming others. Leaders do the work. So I don't know about you. I'm ready to turn the page on these guys. So go ahead. Say it with me. We're not going back. We've got something better to offer the American people. It starts with our candidate, Kamala Harris. prosecutor, as a district attorney, as an attorney general, as a United States senator, and then our vice president.
They're all Amazon glasses. I can send you a link later. I have it somewhere in my stuff. If you message me, send me a private message and I'll get back to you on that.
Corporate interest. She
Hope you're
has
having a good
never
night.
hesitated to reach across that aisle if it meant improving your lives. And she's always done it with energy, with passion, and with joy.
Hello guys, thanks for watching. Yeah, they are readers. They're 150s, I think. Oh my gosh, y'all. I am so tired.
But I think we owe it to the American people
Thanks.
to tell them exactly what she'd do as president before we ask them for their votes. So here, this is the part, clip and save it and send it to your undecided relatives so they know. If you're a middle-class family or a family trying to get into the middle class, Kamala Harris is going to cut your taxes. If you're getting squeezed by prescription drug prices, Kamala Harris is going to take on Big Pharma. If you're hoping to buy a home, Kamala Harris is going to help make it more affordable. And no matter who you are, Kamala Harris is going to stand up and fight for your freedom to live the life that you want to lead. Because that's what we want for ourselves, and it's what we want for our neighbors. You know, you might not know it, but I haven't given a lot of big speeches like this. But I have given a lot of pep talks. So let me finish with this, team. It's the fourth quarter. We're down a field goal, but we're on offense and we've got the ball. We're driving down the field. And boy, do we have the right team. Kamala Harris is tough. Kamala Harris is experienced, and Kamala Harris is ready. Our job for everyone watching is to get in the trenches and do the blocking and tackling. 1 inch at a time, 1 yard at a time, 1 phone call at a time, 1 door knock at a time, 1 $5 donation at a time. Look, we got 76 days. That's nothing. There'll be time to sleep when you're dead.
He says that all the time. That's funny. Hi, Jamie. How are you?
We'll keep moving forward. That's how we'll turn the page on Donald Trump. That's how we'll build a country where workers come first. Healthcare and housing are human rights. And the government stays the hell out of your bedroom. That's how we make America a place where no child is left hungry, where no community is left behind, where nobody gets told they don't belong. That's how we're gonna fight. And as the next president of the United States always says, when we fight, thank you. God bless.
His whole family, I guess, is coming up. All right. Hey, Mima. All right. What did you think? He spoke 30 minutes. His son is sweet. Very sweet. All right. So, let me know. That felt like an hour. I was able to get a lot done listening. All right, that's Toxic's take. Any comments over here? Hypocrisy. He says government stays out of the bedroom, but he wants Roe versus Wade. Okay, so there's Matt's take on it. Any other thoughts before we wrap up tonight? Appreciate you all joining in. If you have any thoughts you want to share with me later, you're welcome to add them to the comments. You can also message me. I'm happy to hear from you at any time. But I'm going to wrap things up. We are just about to 20,000 likes. We're 300 away. I'll stay till 20,000 on TikTok, and we're hanging out with you guys. Matt, thanks for being here. Gina, Wayne. Who else has been here all evening? We've had so many people pop in. It has been fantastic. Dee and Jerry and Rita and Ben, thank you so much. And of course, we've got Grumpy here and Sheila and Toxic. We've got Curtis who popped in, Magnolia Honey, Big Sexy. So many people dropping in tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching this vice presidential candidate speak on the Democrat side. Tomorrow night, Kamala Harris. We'll do this again. Thanks, you guys. Hey, Nebraska, BD Square is here. And Jerry. Oh, you went to tell Dee good night. That's so nice. 7 News is in the upstate of South Carolina. So we are in the upstate. We are right in the western North Carolina corner. So North Carolina, Georgia, and South Carolina. We're in that little mix. All right, you guys. Let me see. I'm missing a comment here. Okay, thank you guys so much. Good night. I'll see you guys soon.